higher. Quick question, what age do you need to be to get your full Social Security benefit? If you just said 65, you're not alone, but you're also wrong, and it could cost you tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. According to a Nationwide Retirement Institute survey, higher, only 13% of American adults could correctly identify their own full retirement age, and most people guessed an age that was too young. That's an 87% miss rate on one of the most important numbers in your entire retirement plan. Let's fix that right now, higher, and I'll show you exactly how to find your real number. Why everyone still thinks it's 65 for decades. 65 was the magic number for retirement. It's the age most of us grew up hearing about. But that hasn't been accurate for a long time. Back in 1983, higher, Congress passed a law to gradually raise the full retirement age because people were living longer and staying healthier later in life. That change has been phasing in slowly, year by year, ever since. Here's the part most people miss, that phase-in isn't finished until now, higher. According to the Social Security Administration, the full retirement age has been increasing by 2 months per year since 2021. For anyone born in 1960 or later, the final shift lands this year, locking full retirement age in at 67, higher. If you were born in 1960 and you're turning 65 this year, you might assume you're right on schedule for full benefits, but you're actually still 2 years away. You won't reach full retirement age until 2027, higher. What full retirement age actually means, let's be clear about what this number controls, because it's not just a random milestone. Full retirement age, or FRA, higher, is the age at which you become eligible to receive 100% of your calculated Social Security benefit. No reduction, no bonus, just your full amount. You can technically start claiming benefits as early as age 62. But if you claim before your FRA, higher, that check gets permanently reduced for the rest of your life. And here's the number that surprises people the most. For anyone with an FRA of 67 claiming at 62 doesn't just shave off a little. According to the SSA, higher, it cuts your benefit down to about 70% of the full amount. That means a $1,000 monthly benefit at full retirement age becomes about $700 if you claim it at 62, and that lower amount follows you for life, including through every future cost of living increase, higher. Real quick, if you haven't already, hit subscribe now so you don't miss next week's update, then let's keep going. How big a difference 2 years actually makes under the older schedule? When full retirement age was closer to 66, higher, claiming at 62 meant roughly a 25% reduction. Now that FRA has moved to 67, that same early claim at 62 means a 30% reduction instead. A permanently bigger cut than a lot of people are expecting, simply because the finish line moved higher. And it works in the other direction too. If you wait past your full retirement age, your benefit keeps growing. For every year you delay up until age 70, the SSA adds roughly an 8% increase to your monthly benefit, higher. So the gap between claiming at 62 and waiting until 70 isn't small, it's the difference between getting about 70% of your benefit or up to 124% of it, depending on your exact birth year. That's potentially a difference of hundreds of dollars every single month, higher, for the rest of your life. How to find your exact number. So how do you actually find your real FRA instead of guessing? The Social Security Administration has an official retirement age calculator on SSA.gov, and it's based entirely on your birth year and month, higher. Here's the general breakdown according to SSA's own published chart. If you were born in 1943 through 1954, your FRA is 66. From there, it increases gradually by 2 months for each birth year. So 1955 is 66 and 2 months, 1956 is 66 and 4 months, and so on, higher, up through 1959 at 66 and 10 months. For anyone born in 1960 or later, FRA is a flat 67, one detail that trips people up. If your birthday falls on January 1st, the SA actually has you use the previous year to determine your FRA, higher, because of how they calculate age for this purpose. That's exactly the kind of small detail that can throw off someone's retirement math if they're not checking the official source directly. I genuinely recommend pausing this video right now, going to ssa.gov, higher, and typing in your birth year to get your exact number, because from here on, the rest of your retirement planning depends on knowing it precisely, not roughly, what to do. With this information now that you know your real FRA, here's how to actually use it. First, higher. If you're still deciding when to claim, don't base that decision purely on the age you always assumed was correct. Compare what your benefit looks like at 62 at your FRA and at 70 using the SSA calculator. The difference is often much bigger than people expect. Second, higher. If you're already claiming or about to claim and you're close to your FRA, double check the exact month, not just the year. Since the increase happens in 2-month increments for some birth years, being off by even a few months in your planning can shift your numbers higher. Third, this is worth mentioning because it's come up in recent policy discussions. There's an ongoing conversation in Washington about renaming these milestones. Some proposals would relabel full retirement age as the standard benefit age, higher, and age 70 as the maximum benefit age to make the system easier for people to understand. Nothing about your actual benefit amount would change under that kind of renaming. It's a wording change being discussed, not a policy change to what you receive. Higher. I'll keep you updated if that moves forward. And finally, if you have a spouse, remember your FRA affects their benefits too, since spousal benefit calculations are tied to your own claiming age. If you're planning together, higher, it's worth running both of your numbers through the SSA calculator, not just your own. So to wrap up, full retirement age is no longer 65, and for most people, it hasn't been for years. For anyone born in 1960 or later, it's now locked in at 67, higher, and only about 13% of people knew that correctly before today. Whether you claim at 62, at 67, or wait until 70, the difference isn't small. It can mean hundreds of dollars a month for the rest of your life. Take 2 minutes, go to ssa.gov, higher, and get your exact number today. If this video helped you get clarity on your real retirement age, hit subscribe because I break down real Social Security and Medicare updates every single week. Official facts, no scare tactics, no guessing. And let me know in the comments. Higher. What age did you think your full retirement age was before this video? I'll see you in the next one.